Hey guys, this is Too Sick, and you're watching E3. Hey guys, this is Too Sick, and today we're going to discuss the Microsoft conference. We've just watched it. E3 is going on right now. So yeah, Luke starts off.
So the first one we're going to discuss is Halo 4. Alex, what do you think of Halo 4?
I thought the graphics were pretty good, to be fair. I don't know what it's called, but I like the new gun with the floating. Like, you know, what was it called? Help me out.
I ain't got a fucking clue what it's called.
Like the floating. He got it out and the sight floated and it was made out of red.
Excuse
fire.
Alex. Alex doesn't own an Xbox.
Yeah. He doesn't know Halo.
He never has owned an Xbox. He's always had to play a 3. But it's like many of the developers said, it's a big step up from the last Halo game, which has always been. So
Also, there was the new type of enemies, which...
Yeah, the skull faces were pretty good.
The whole trailer or whatever it was, gameplay revolved around just, at the start you saw a real life trailer of a ship crashing down, and then you saw a giant orb scan Master Chief and then float off. And obviously the orb was connected to the enemies, and then you saw some... can't remember the original again. Covenant. You saw the Covenant, but then it was like they was like some sort of decoy for this new type of enemy.
this new race.
And they were AI, weren't they? They said it on the thing. They were AI.
What are the other races? There's the
computer
Covenant
things.
and the Forerunners. Isn't it the Forerunners?
No, it's the yeah, it doesn't matter. Right, next.
And the second thing was Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Fucking cool trailer.
Yeah, it was sort of new announced. It got leaked, but it's sort of new announced. And just like Convictions, it had the execute targeting.
Yeah.
Like in what is it? Like in Future Shoulder.
Which is now now featured in Hitman, isn't it? Hitman's got the
Hitman's got that.
But you could now do it on the move, and it was called Kill on the Move.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kill on the Move, obviously it looked really cool. Like you could tag enemies and then say like someone was behind cover, but you've tagged them, you can't execute them at that moment. So you'd move on, like killing the enemy so far, then take out the last guy. Good and done. Yeah.
Also, they mentioned that there was Spy versus Mercs, which was coming back.
Oh yeah, and co-op is coming back as well. That was a huge thing in Conviction, co-op. So yeah, that was good.
And the next thing, they showed some EA footage. So FIFA with Kinect. So you could swap players by just saying substitute and then what number and name. And you could also change formation when you're playing.
What was that thing about the ref as well?
If you're playing and you get annoyed at the ref, you can shout something at the ref, and then the ref could book you or just look at you funny.
He gives you feedback based on it. If you swore at him, he would say that's not very nice. You should keep it down.
And then also they showed a bit of Madden, which was sort of the same thing, where you can discuss what moves
you're going to
do. Formations. I don't play much Madden.
This is the way we really want Kinect, because Kinect should be with the controller, like in Mass Effect 3, Ghost Recon. It's got to be voice commands, but how are you holding the controller? Because as you'll find out in a minute, there is Kinect games that are on show that are just awful.
Yeah.
But the next one was Gears of War Judgment, which everyone was expecting now after
the announcement
of
Game Informer.
But the main thing that it showed that it was coming out in 2013.
Yeah, there wasn't really much in the trailer other than Beard.
What was the song as well? It was.
I don't know, but Beard is the main character instead of Marcus. It's now Beard, even though they showed Cole. As well, he seems to be Beard. Apparently, he was the most liked character, second most liked character, other than the woman. Obviously, the woman, but
they like to use.
It's 13 years before the first
14
years. 14 or 13.
They like to use dubstep as well, don't they? They're using a bit of.
In every game trailer now, it seems to be
the same song
music.
from the.
That comes up in my next topic, which is Forza, which we all thought that the graphics were really good and that it kind of difference up the racing. So you got rally racing.
It's now a bit free roaming.
More free. It was open world. There was time changes, so you could drive in the night and you can drive in the day.
But it looked a lot like Need for Speed: The Run.
Yeah, street racing, and then it also had a lot more dubstep, which everything.
Racing around festivals and everything.
But then they can't really. It's good. They're changing the natural order of Forza. Obviously, Forza is normally a race simulator, so it's just like proper racing. This is now like you could race different class of car.
It reminds me of Need for Speed because the guy was saying, "Oh, you need to get to this race in this amount of time." So that's like Need for Speed, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly like the run.
And then after that, we kind of had the more boring no game segment where it was all about the entertainment. So the first thing they said is that Bing and all the voice commands will come into different countries, and you have the Mexican guy saying some stuff in Mexican.
All I want to say.
Actually, it was Spanish, but yeah.
Yeah, all I want to say is
Mexican
Xbox.
speech Spanish.
Hold on. Xbox. Yeah, that's what the new feature was.
Yeah.
Xbox really fucking like advertising. You know what I mean? Advertising like
Throughout the
every
whole
minute.
The guy was going, I was watching Sherlock Holmes on my tablet.
Yeah.
And then what else was there?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
He was
I like Game of Thrones.
I like
I
Game
really
of
like Game of Thrones. I think you should like Game of Thrones.
And then after that, they showed the new applications that will come in. So it's Nickelodeon,
Yep.
Paramount Movies,
Did you see OGN?
which
That's
there's
already
so
there.
many movie stuff on there now, and Machinima, which is probably one of the better things. And then there was a Spanish site, which was called Videos, which I called it Videos Spanish Shite, as I don't really understand it. And then after
Basically
that,
Latino TV.
yeah, and then after that they showed Xbox Music, which the
That
only
seems
interesting thing
alright.
is that it's included with gold, so it's not as
So
if you're
basically,
paying anymore.
it's making your money a little bit more worthwhile.
But
'cause
then
distractions
they
don't.
showed it on tablet and they showed it on phone.
They were.
This is probably a good thing. Like, so you can have your Xbox service on your Xbox on your tablet, but as you'll come up into in a minute, you can use the tablet in games just like the Wii U.
Yeah.
And then after, we had probably the most boring bit of it, which was the Nike bit, which is more advertising.
Oh yeah.
Probably the first 10 minutes of their bit on stage, they didn't show any gameplay. They didn't show anything different apart from the
They showed a
wristband.
30-second trailer.
Yeah, they even showed an iPod.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have. And then
anything to do with
the
Nike.
guy was actually wearing Converse, not Nike. So that was
Yeah,
a
he
bit
didn't, he didn't even
branding.
wear anything.
So there's nothing Nike for him.
And then the game just looked like Fitness Evolved. They're all
It was
going to
very
look the
much
same.
like even the person's body made out of cubes, just like Fitness Evolved.
Yeah, exactly the same.
So next topic.
And then it went on to the Xbox Smart Glass. So that means
This
you
was sort of good, sort of bad.
it already exists.
This is where you can stream movies straight from the Xbox onto the tablet, and then if you are watching half a film and you're like, oh god, I've got to go out, you can watch the rest of it on a tablet and do
You're-
vice versa. Alex?
That was pretty good. But it kind of, their basis, their idea is like where they got it from is like, you know, with like an iPod or an iPad, you can like stream
Airplay.
it.
Airplay.
Airplay, you can stream it to your like Apple TV. So it's kind of like that, but I didn't realise that you could like take it away with you. That's pretty good if
Yeah,
you
as
could
long
do
as you've
that.
got. I guess,
But with
3G
with
connection.
iPod's AirPlay anyway, you start
Actually,
on iPod,
they
it just goes
say
to the
if
TV
it-
and then it comes back to your phone.
They didn't say if it went over 3G, did they?
No.
I think it's a I think it's
If
a
it went over
feature.
Wi-Fi only, it's going to be kind of pointless.
It'd be
But
a
then
bit laggy.
they did show the only bit of smart glass to do with gameplay, which was on Halo, when you could, if you're playing single player on your phone or tablet, it will say, "Oh, this person's trying to make you go into a game," and you can automatically go onto a game from your phone
without having to go back to the main menu.
without having to go through all the menus, which
quicker.
does come in useful, I guess. But then the dashboard kind of does that in
But
itself
they're
anyway.
just trying to
Also,
sell
like-
you a tablet.
Also, like, they were advertising so much, like they didn't mention it, but like the Microsoft tablet, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Windows 8 tablet. It's like secret advertising. They're
Shoving it in your
Yeah,
face.
It's
They're
more
trying to
subliminal.
make
It
you
was
seem
It
like
was,
you
it,
want
was, it was basically saying there's lots of cool features, but only if you have these devices.
Yeah,
which
this
you
is
need
where
to
it
have.
happens.
They didn't mention anything about iOS. Like they didn't mention anything about if it
They
was
said Apple. He
compatible.
said
Did he?
yeah, he said iOS,
possible
Android.
feature in the future for
Yeah,
iOS,
but
but
then
I said at the moment it's in
This
the
one they showed after they showed Internet Explorer, which again was just a massive advertisement for what's the
What did they
alien
show? They
film?
showed-
Oh, Prometheus.
For-
Yeah,
They
Prometheus.
showed the entire trailer for Prometheus,
It was just pointless.
which was just an advertisement considering it's only weeks around
I
the
mean,
corner.
they
even
get
less
so
than
much
that.
time on stage, and yet they waste it with advertisements. It just doesn't.
It's like you were saying earlier, like with all the conferences. Did you say that Nintendo was like the best for all the game
Yeah,
footage?
Nintendo will only show game footage. Obviously, they're only a gaming company, so they're only going to show gameplay. But when you get a company like Microsoft trying to sell you stuff, and it just doesn't seem right.
And after that, they showed Tomb Raider, which was
This was really good.
it was
It was
yeah.
It was maybe the best thing on there.
Maybe.
Probably. I mean, it did look.
It's a big up on
The thing
graphics
is,
from the
it was a
last-
high quality. It looked like high
They've worked a lot of time. on it.
polished game. It looked like a very.
And
Like, you can see it was like it was later beta stages, but
Yeah.
I mean it looked amazing and the gameplay was
Also
just
with the
great.
crossbow, it looked like we don't know. This isn't being like confirmed, but the XP with the weapons.
yeah, that's yeah.
Like,
There was like every time she's done something with a weapon, it come out with an XP.
And there was like environmental stuff, like she shot like a lantern, set on fire, used a fire arrow to shoot oil,
Enemies blow up
set
cover.
oil. It looked like very like they've probably taken time in this Tomb Raider game to actually make it.
it does look good. The only thing I noticed was obviously her face looked younger. I think they did good with
Yeah.
like the Obviously, it's like set.
Alex, it's
got origin.
It's an origin
No,
story.
I understand
She's
that.
not going to get older
No,
when
I
she's younger.
understand that. What I'm saying
She's
is,
had a bit of work done.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, they've done a good job on making her look younger.
Alex would have sex with her. That's what Alex is saying.
That's a bit dirty.
Yeah, and
Let's
that-
continue.
And then they showed Twisted Pixel. They showed some. I
They
forgot.
showed a
yeah.
10-second teaser for a new game. Which no one
Loco
was-
Cycle, which was
Like a future, it was like
a
Knight
woman?
Rider. If it was
Yeah.
a bike.
Knight
Yeah.
Rider.
And-
But the bike's female, remember?
Yeah.
And
It
then-
talks.
And then after
Yeah.
that, we have Resident Evil 6, which to me just. They showed a bad bit
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't
game.
know.
They showed a bit where you was walking.
It was like
and then
how
you
many
shot-
enemies do you
But,
reckon they killed?
If I'm honest, that's all Resident Evil
8 or
games are.
9,
They have
yeah.
dodgy camera angles.
No,
and
but
then
the
you're
thing they
forced to
did
walk
show
around.
is it is more corridor shooter like the
Oh,
original.
oh no, you mean
They
like
showed that in one bit.
you mean it's more linear?
Also,
Yeah,
the way
no, they showed it more like an old Resident Evil game, not like a new one.
the way
Yeah.
that it ended is like. Can we say about it?
Yeah.
The way it ended is he fell, and then like the room was dark, and he fell like onto glass, and then like it lit up, and it was full of like dead people, zombies, and like it just ended like that. And the way that I think like he escapes to shoot the glass and he falls down,
Yeah.
but it looks pretty good.
Right, next
He's yet to be
topic.
out.
Yeah.
Well, the next thing we have was Racketeers, which is
Aye.
I wrote
my
a shitty and
Can we just not even talk
Just
about this?
imagine Angry Birds.
Yeah, it was
from the
a
other
different
angle.
angle.
Angry Birds from like a third person behind the catapult type thing.
And the woman, oh my god, she was so excited.
She
It was
was.
unbelievable.
She got a bit wet over it. I dare say.
She got a
Sorry,
bit
kids,
too
but
excited, actually.
she got a bit horny.
Well,
Right, next.
the best thing about that is it is coming out this summer.
Oh,
So-
we don't have to wait
Brilliant.
that long.
There you go.
Wait for that.
We
And
have to wait
then
long to
after
get wet.
this is probably the biggest surprise. What do you reckon the biggest surprise was?
Okay.
South Park.
Oh,
So
that
then
was good.
They showed that, and it was just like watching an episode. Which
Yeah,
I guess is
they
what
didn't show
everyone
any
wants.
games.
They
So-
did mention about how
Well-
long they spent like making it look
It's
like.
basically you make your own
Episodes.
character and then you work your way through a South Park episode.
But I think they use celebrities in a good way here by having Trey
Yeah.
Parker and Matt Stone there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because they're obviously
Well,
very...
they're the main people.
We'll
They're
talk
the
about later
characters, the
about
voices,
other
the
people that
creators.
turned
yeah,
up.
about other celebrities
But-
being useless,
Well,
wasting time.
Wow, that comes up next with about Dance Central 3. Now, I've wrote Dance Central 3, amazing. It looks like Dance Central 2, which looks like Dance Central 1. They don't seem to change much. And then, after that, we had Usher. And I
Right,
wrote...
Usher performed. Right, okay, he was performing. He was like...
Usher was
It-
endorsing.
It was really strange. He was trying to make it look like he was playing Dance Central.
But-
Yeah.
But then he was doing his own moves.
Yeah.
And yeah,
time.
And
while
also,
playing
he
it.
wasn't
It was
really singing
weird.
live. Like he
Yeah.
was singing bits live, but the rest was pre-recorded.
And it was just like
So-
a waste of time. This is going to be for games, and you've got Usher on there.
And then after that, we had Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And I think by the time... That's all people were waiting for.
Yeah, everyone knew it was coming.
So that's why they've done it. Really, they've done it because they want
To watch the other
They
stuff.
want.
I mean, Black Ops, it did look really good. Like every
Yeah.
Call of Duty, you think it looks really good at the start, but this one, I don't know, it looked like there was
the,
one part
The
of it.
faces, I've got to say,
That's
the
what everyone thought.
The
Start.
faces look like you're watching a movie.
It
They
looks
really
very
good.
more story oriented.
It's a lot more cinematic than
Cinematic.
any other Call of Duty so far.
But there was a point of two decisions, which
Yeah.
is a high point in this game. So you can either, what was it? It was assault, wasn't it?
Assault
You can
and
either-
sniper.
Or either be an assault and be a sniper. He picked the sniper. And then
Which
he had
was
the
the
X-ray
X-ray.
sniper.
Which charged up.
It did look
Yeah,
good.
which basically for thicker walls and stuff, you have to charge up a certain amount of bullets and then you use them. But
And then after that, they do the interest of time moment.
Yeah.
And then they showed that on the guy's wrist, that's how you control the quad rotor fire.
So yeah.
Which, I guess that's how
it
it,
shows
works in
like a blue
multiplayer.
grid and then the quadros will come in.
But if that's how it works in multiplayer, and it's more like an Overwatch then.
Yeah.
But the thing that was
Yeah.
annoying
Thing
is
control.
they didn't change anything. If you would have watched Modern Warfare 2 last year,
Well,
surely
the way
the
the
same
yeah.
sequence
Modern Warfare
went
2?
on. No, but think
Black
about the same
Ops.
sequence.
Modern
No, think about
Warfare
Modern Warfare 3, sorry. E3 last year. Start off slow
Slow.
sequence. Second sequence after the interest of time, really fast.
And
Then
then
got
vehicle.
into a vehicle.
Also-
exactly the same.
I
Also-
mentioned the year before, Black Ops was the same. You started with the sequence in the trenches, didn't you?
And then you
Yeah,
end
yeah.
up...
And then-
So I
and then
think
they got
we
there.
should have
The
found
thing
some
with,
zombies.
I haven't, we
Yeah.
haven't been able to slow this footage down, so we haven't seen. But the thing with Modern Warfare 3 was that the beginning bit we got out of the jeep, and he gets chucked some one of the characters chucked a magazine,
magazine, yeah.
and it wasn't properly detailed.
Yeah.
Like but obviously because they rushed Modern Warfare 3 in development, so they could show it on this. I want to see if they've rushed it so they could show it on.
But graphically,
This year.
Black Ops 2 look good. Look fine.
Yeah.
Right now, that was basically it. So now go through best and worst thing. Each person.
Josh,
Josh, start.
best thing.
Well, the best thing I saw from that was, I think, definitely Halo 4, and I think the worst was probably all the Kinect features that didn't really make sense. You know, Kinect games. Oh.
Best. I really like Splinter Cell, actually. I thought that was quite good. And Tomb Raider, so that would be the top 2. But worst, obviously, just the crap they kept shoving into us about the tablet, and it was just like, it's meant to be for games. I mean, this is a point. All journalists are looking at it and they're thinking, right, we need some games here to show off. Nothing. Sony and Wii will beat this by far. Or Nintendo. They will beat this by far. It's just easy.
Okay, so I think my best bit was probably Tomb Raider. I like that. That was good. And because it should come out on PS3 as well. Also, the advertisement. It was, yeah, he said about it, but I think it was crap. Luke?
I think the best bit was probably South Park, 'cause I think no one really expected it to be there as much as the others.
All the others were
I think
everybody knew they were
The
coming.
worst thing about it is that they showed, 2 games that they published. So, Forza and Halo.
And they showed Gears.
And Gears, but is there any other games that are coming out from them?
There was nothing new, was there? That was
From
ruined.
Microsoft Studios.
Yeah, like
Just ruined it.
Crackdown. There
Nothing
should have been a
new.
new Crackdown. Or
They won't
Something
reveal it
else.
unless it was actually in development ready to show. They never did.
No, because Nintendo revealed the new Smash
which-
Brothers.
which-
That's not even. They weren't even making that, would they?
which game now are you actually going to go away thinking, oh, I didn't know about that before? None of them. South Park you knew was coming out eventually.
Yeah.
That's not changed. Internet Explorer, people already thought about that.
The glass thing.
I'd like to
people
mention.
said that.
I'd like to mention though. We just saw on the TV behind the camera. Transformers: War for Cybertron. That looked quite good.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
good.
It was a third-person shooter, but I mean, there was a big impressive sequence with a boss in it. So.
Right now, do.
Right, so now, we just look
What's
at
the next conference?
Ubisoft.
you wanna stop the
EA.
EA or Ubisoft, so we'll see that next.
So, goodbye.
Bye, guys.